Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I'm going to be chatting about something that I know I am not an expert in. So if you're an internet troll and you've come here to say you are not a beauty expert, I do not care, because I feel like this video, and even though it is non-fitness related, so to speak, it is something that has affected me in my fitness journey over the years. I am turning 30 next year, and at the age of 29 I finally started to sort out my skincare. For years I have struggled with my skin. When I was a teenager I went through really bad acne, bad pimples. I had skin breakouts all the time. I've always had very oily skin, and then you throw training in on top of that and it makes it much worse. I came from an athletics background, so I've always been into sport, and I've always been more of a tomboy and a girl that doesn't really want to wear makeup, but I kind of had to throughout high school because my skin was so bad and I was embarrassed. I remember days through high school not wanting to go to school because my skin was that bad, and I would pack on makeup and my mum would tell me, like, what are you doing? Like, you need to train and you've got that on your face, it's going to make it worse. But it got to the point with me, and I'm sure some of you women watching this video can relate, that I would put on more and more makeup to cover it up because I was physically embarrassed about people seeing my skin. But then I knew underneath that it was making it worse, sweating and whatnot, having that clogging up my pores, and probably infecting it more so because I would pick at my face and I would make it worse thinking it was going to make it better, and of course it's going to make it worse. But basically this video is for any women out there who have struggled with their skin, have struggled with acne, have struggled with breakouts, and are maybe still struggling with it, because I think a lot of people have this stigma that bad skin is just something in your teenage years. But if you have hormonal imbalances and stuff going on within your body, then for sure bad skin can plague you during your life. It also comes down to a lot of dietary things, so it does relate back to nutrition and training as well, and certain variables in your life like stress and fluid intake that can influence your skin as well. Now, I know a lot of the time I do preach a lot about body confidence and loving yourself no matter what, and I 100% believe that. I'm true to that message. But at the same time, your skin is something that you have with you for life, and it is really something that can affect your confidence, so to speak, if you feel like it's not a true representation of you. And I think that was the way that I felt for many years. When my skin was constantly breaking out, I felt like I was hiding behind a mask, and I did want to be someone that could be confident without makeup. And a lot of people will say to you, oh, you know, you're beautiful without makeup and you'll be fine. But no one knows how that feels if they have bad skin. Now, people that have had good skin and been blessed with that their whole life will not understand those feels, because I definitely have struggled with scarring, even with acne. You can't see a lot of it now. I'm not actually wearing too much makeup, but I'll definitely wipe it off as well and show you underneath, because I do want to be transparent with you guys. But yeah, definitely have still got some marks and some redness from when I did have acne over the years, and I have tried literally everything. I have tried everything under the sun. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm also going to show you some of my products, because my skin, I'm so happy with it these days. It's not perfect by any means, but it's definitely improved a lot. And if this video can help any of the women out there struggling with this, because I think that when you feel good physically and you look good physically, it all rolls into one. And I know people will say that, you know, that's a little bit of almost a narcissistic way of thinking, so to speak. But at the same time, I think that well-being, health, all of that, it all wraps into one. When you feel good, when you look good, when you're mentally feeling good, when you're feeling strong physically, all of those things tie into happiness. So if your skin is one component of that and something that can hold you back, it is something that you want to fix and work on if it's important to you. If it doesn't bother you, more power to you. But I just feel like with life, if there's something that's making you unhappy and there's something that you can do to change it and something that you can improve on from it, then why not work on it? And that is the same when it comes to my opinion on plastic surgery, Botox, fillers, all of that. At the end of the day, I do not give a fuck what someone wants to put on their face, in their skin, the way they want to dress, what they want to do, as long as it makes you fucking happy, because that is what life is about. So ladies, you do you. If you want to wear makeup to the gym because it makes you feel good about yourself, if you want to get Botox because that makes you feel good, if you want to get fake tits because that makes you feel good, fucking do it. Why not? And I know a lot of people say, oh, that's fake, that's this, that's that. It's not really, because it's just like someone else putting on a clothing item to change the way they feel about themselves, to encompass a new personality from wearing that. It is why women wear makeup. It is all of these different reasons in life. At the end of the day, you're trying to change to improve who you are and also find who you are along the way. Because I know there's things that I've probably done in the past that I'm like, why did I do that? But at the same time, it helped me learn and get to where I am today. So for example, and I have brown hair, I've been dyeing my hair blonde and bleaching it, and you would have seen that in all of my videos for many, many years, because I thought that that would make me happy. And then I realized that I was killing my hair and that I was ruining it, and it didn't really even suit me that much. It didn't really match my personality. And you make changes because you're trying to find who you are. And you're trying to become more secure in that person that you are and own that space and be more real and be more raw. And that is what I'm aiming to do as I get older and trying to put out these more real and raw videos. So let's get down to it. Skincare, plastic surgery, all of it. What have I had done? What haven't I had done? I had a breast augmentation. I'll be really, really real with you guys about everything that I've had done. I had a breast augmentation when I was 22, I believe. I'm now 29. So it's been about 7 years. I had very small implants, so a lot of people don't know that that's actually an implant, but I'm more than happy to say that. I do wish that I had have got them a little bit bigger, but at the same time I have no regrets, because at that point in my life I had a much smaller physique, and I also wanted them to look very natural. The two biggest things when I grew up that I was self-conscious about was my skin and not having any boobs. So I was like, sweet, these are the two things that I'm going to work on. And working on those two things have, and I know you guys are going to think, oh, it's so very superficial, but they have actually given me a lot more confidence learning how to control those aspects. So for years I used to wear, 2-3 bras to school and pad things and whatnot. I literally had nothing. So I got a small augmentation done at 22. I saved for it, paid for it myself, all of those things. I've been working since I was like 13. And yeah, I did that, and I'll probably get them redone. It's not something, they're definitely not perfect. They're not exactly what I want them to be, but at the same time, I don't have as many self-confidence issues. And I think even if I didn't have them now, I'd probably be okay. But I think when you're 21, 22, going through the age, it seems like a bigger deal than probably what it is now. So my piece of advice, if you are thinking about having a breast augmentation, is I definitely don't regret it. It was painful, it was expensive, but I don't regret it. It did give me confidence that I needed probably at that age, but I would have a good think about it and why you're getting it done and all of those different reasons. So for me, the big one was to feel more comfortable naked. I wasn't feeling comfortable around boyfriends and partners because I literally felt like a boy in the bedroom. So I think that if you're feeling that way about yourself, and I also felt like that way when I looked in the mirror, then it was definitely something that I wanted to fix. I will probably get them redone, because you're meant to get them redone kind of every, like, I think 10 to 15 years. But there is really no point until I have children, because I've chatted to friends and breastfeeding will change the shape of them anyway. So I'm better off wait it out a couple more years and then doing that. Now, in terms of other cosmetic surgery, I get Botox done. I've had Botox done for probably the last 2 years on and off, so since about 27. I don't get it done super religiously. I'm pretty slack and also busy, so getting to those sort of appointments does require a lot of time. I've been going to a new lady, and I'll pop her details below. She's in Western Australia. She's a doctor, and same with her partner. So she's the best I have ever been to, Dr Chiara, and she's just amazing, a beautiful woman, awesome businesswoman, has 4 kids, like just she's amazing. So she's the only person I trust. I mainly get it done here, but I still like movement. I had it done about 3 weeks ago, and as you can see, I've still got movement, but when I'm just sitting like this, not smiling and anything, there's not a lot of movement there. I have quite a pronounced brow line, so basically when I was just sitting with my face at rest, I could see lines, so I just get those lines done. But I do like having some expression in my face, and then I also get a little bit around my eyes. Wherever your parents genetically will have wrinkles and issues, there is probably where you're going to get them. My dad has really bad forehead lines, and my mum gets them around here and also around here, which I haven't got yet, so I don't need to get that done. I get it done probably every 6 months at the moment, 6 to 12 months, and I just get it done where I need it. I don't get anything excessive, and I make sure that I still have expression. That makes me happy, but again, if you want to get more, you want to get less, you're not into it, that is cool. I'm just being honest and raw with you guys about what things that I do. Now, the reason that I get it done is that I was taking photos, and when I would smile, mainly, I could see the lines around here and here, and that was something that was obviously bothering me a little bit, and I just felt like, well, if there's something I can get it done and I can afford it and all of those things, then why not? It means that I also feel like I don't have to wear as much makeup. to cover those lines, and I do like to not wear makeup when not necessary, around the house, all of those things, and feel good about myself when I look in the mirror with no makeup on, and also around my partner. Now, the other thing that I have had done recently that is new is I have had my lips done. I haven't had them done in a long time. I had them done back in, what are we now? We're coming to December. I would say I've had these done about 4 months ago. I only had 0.75 of a mil, so normally most people will get a mil to 2 mils in their lips. And I did get that done. I've only ever had that done 3 times. So I had it done about 4 years ago when I actually competed. The last show I did, I had it done just before I got on stage, because I feel like on stage it does make your appearance more enhanced. And then I only ever had it done once with another doctor since then, and I didn't have a great experience with it. My lips got really bruised, really swollen. They were very painful, and that put me off for a long time. And then the last time I've got it done is with my new doctor, like I said below. I'll pop her details down there. And she's done an amazing job. They look very natural, very full. To be honest, I probably didn't need it. And my partner says I didn't need it. And when I looked at photos, it wasn't something that really bothered me. But more from a stage standpoint and a photo shoot standpoint, I do feel that they add a certain aspect to the image. And again, it was more a case of just trying something. And with all of these things that I have had done besides the boobs, they are things that are reversible. They are things that wear off, that they get metabolized out through your body. The more you train, they tend to metabolize faster. So at the end of the day, I was like, why not? Why not? Might look better, might like it, might not like it. Probably won't be something that I'll keep getting done for the rest of my life, but it's definitely something that I've had done before. Now, in terms of skincare, I've tried everything for my acne, and over the years, I've had microdermabrasion. It did nothing. From the research I've looked at, it really doesn't do a lot besides improving kind of circulation. And then I did dry needling. I really, really liked needling. It is quite painful, and in terms of the recovery, you can't train for a few days and your skin will peel a little bit. Now, I really do like needling and I want to get it done again. I haven't had it done for about 2 years. I only had the 1 session because it is quite intensive, but I definitely want to get that done again because it was the best thing for breaking up the acne scarring that I've ever had done. Now, the next best thing and the products that I'm going to go through now are stuff that I now do every day to improve it. I still tend to get breakouts. Sometimes I get a little bit arrogant with my skin and I'm like, oh no, it's fine. And then I will start using really heavy oils and creams to help with anti-aging, and then it will cause breakouts. So if any of you women watching this video have had the same problems, that is the position I've been in. So now it's a balancing act of making sure that I don't put too much oil on my skin, that I also manage anti-aging, but then I also look after the breakouts. So I've kind of found a regime lately. Probably only the last week I've actually really nailed it down that I'm really, really happy with and has been working really well. Now, the big things with skincare that I want to touch on is my skin breaks out when I haven't had enough water, when I'm super stressed out, when I don't have enough fiber in my diet and my digestive system is poor, so it tends to happen when I travel, and also when my hormones are a mess. So it tended to happen more when I was comp prepping or reverse dieting. So I want you guys just to remember while I go through this regime that they are 4 things. If they are not under control, then you'll probably continuously get breakouts. But I'm going to go through a couple of things now. So number 1, the cheapest one. This bad boy will set you back at about maybe $8. So this is the Garnier Micellar, am I saying that right? Cleansing water, all-in-one. Now this is the combination to oily skin. I used to get the pink one, but now that was the normal one. This has come out for oily skin, so it's much better for me. And that basically, I just remove all my makeup with that every single day. I slather that on. It just really cleanses and takes everything off. Now this is kind of my nighttime routine at the moment, so I'll use that. You can get that from anywhere, Priceline, whatever. But I found that my eyes are very, very sensitive as well. I just have sensitive skin in general. And whenever I would use eye makeup remover, my eyes would go red. I would wake up looking like I've been crying. And this is the only thing that doesn't do that for me. So not only does it take off makeup, it can also be used as a really good base for your makeup as well. So that is my number 1 product there. Then what I tend to do after that is I use the Dr. Dennis Gross. And I actually listened to a podcast that Dennis Gross did the other day on the Skinny Confidential. It was an awesome, awesome podcast, so go listen to it if you have any questions about skincare, Botox, anti-aging, all of that. and this is his all-in-one cleanser and toner. Now I like the fact that it's cleanse and tone because I don't have to bother with heaps and heaps of products. And this is pretty much just my cleanser. So after I use the micellar, then I'll go in with this and you just lather it up and rinse it off and, you know, pat down your face. I find if I have been wearing a lot of makeup that day, I'll then go back in with the micellar just to really get off any extra mascara, anything like that, because this will definitely loosen up your makeup. Now the thing I like about this is it doesn't foam up a lot, it doesn't have a lot of irritants in it, and he's actually a doctor, which I really, really like. His products are a little bit more expensive. I believe this one's about $34, and you can buy his whole line from MECCA. This is probably one of his cheaper products. I'm going to get into his other products after this, but it lasts you ages. So this is 180 mils, and I probably buy 2 of these a year that I'll go through, maybe 3. So pretty cheap in terms of cleanser. Now, after I cleanse, and that obviously tones, so you leave it on the skin, this is my favorite product in the world. And I think I have done it in one other video, but it is Dr. Dennis Gross again, the 1-step, 2-step peel, at-home peel. Now again, I can't explain the real science of how these bad boys work, but they work. And if you have ever had any acne scarring, any redness, any sort of skin pigmentation, this has been the best thing that I've ever used in terms of an at-home care on my skin. So I would highly, highly recommend you getting these. But I will preface this by saying they are very expensive, but at the same time, when you weigh it up with getting a chemical peel done or needling, which are probably the best other treatments, price-wise, probably cheaper and also far more convenient. You can keep training, you don't have to take days off, all of those things. So I don't do it every single day. I did when I first got the kit and I noticed a massive difference. I actually have run out and I just used it again the first time last night when I went and bought some, and I woke up this morning and my skin was already better just from using it once again overnight. So basically you have the 1-step and the 2-step. So the first step is the alpha beta extra strength daily peel. So that's the exfoliant and smooth. And so you basically, it has a little pad in there and you do that over your face, you leave it for a couple of minutes, and obviously that's got the chemicals in there like it would do for a very, like a chemical peel, but basically at home, not as strong. And then your second step, and that's obviously got your exfoliator in it as well, leave that on for a minute, and then the next step is the anti-aging neutralizer. And I find that whenever I do that step, my skin tightens, like it feels super, super tight and firm, and it feels revived. So tended to use these when I'm doing well with them and they don't break the bank. I use them about 3 times a week. So probably every second day to every third day, depending on how my skin's going as well. If I've had a lot of breakouts or a lot of redness, I've been traveling, then I'll definitely use these more regularly. Now I will pop the link down below. Again, they're from MECCA. You can get them in the packs. I just bought these for travel, so I just got a 5-pack for going to Japan. But they are amazing. Like, I cannot say enough good things about them. I've never had something that I've done at home where I've visibly seen the change in my skin overnight or even within a couple of hours. So if you definitely have any discoloration, pigmentation, even anti-aging under the eyes, bags under my eyes, I wake up and my skin is so much better the next day, then definitely utilize these. They are well worth the money. Even if you are on a tighter budget and you do them once a week or even twice a week, then it's definitely better than nothing. I believe a pack of 30 I think is around $130. So obviously if you're spreading that out over one a week, then you're going to get a fair bit out of it. But they are, as I said, reasonably expensive, but well worth it. So if you can afford nothing from all of this, I would get the water, the cleanser, and this. They'd be my top 3, because that's going to have a lot of the anti-aging benefits. A lot of the other products, I'm not sure how necessary they are, but I'm going to go through them now. So the next step after that one is I will tend to go in with an all-over moisture cushion. I don't use this every night, especially if my skin is a little bit more acne prone, but it is, again, Dennis Gross. I've just started using this one as well. Excuse my tan hands. It's the oil-free moisturizer. It's very light. I found that a lot of moisturizers I've used in the past have caused my skin to break out more, so it is definitely my favorite one for that. I only use a very small amount. This is the travel size, which is great. It's about $30 for the travel size, all over the skin besides the eyes. And yeah, I've just found it doesn't cause me to break out. It doesn't feel heavy. I've been also wearing this during the day before I put my makeup on, and it works as a great primer as well. So next one is eyes. So I get quite big lines, like I was saying before, around my eyes, bags around my eyes. So the next product I use is from a different company, and it is called the Ordinary brand, and it's from, I'm trying to remember the company name now, the Beauty Co, something like that. I'll pop the link down below. But basically it's a caffeine solution. One of my clients actually got this before me, so she was like, you obviously look tired. But I basically just, it comes with these little, that's the only thing I don't like about this, that it comes with this weird applicator that is a little bit inconvenient for travel. I am a bit worried that it's going to break in my luggage. And you basically just dab that on there around the eye, and you just kind of smooth it in. And they're all natural ingredients. The Abnormal Beauty Company, there you go, there's the name. I have a few from their line that I've just started trying out, but this has been my favorite so far, and it definitely helps with bags, redness, puffiness around the eyes, and you only need a very small amount, so I'll put that on. And then the other two products that I use occasionally that are my other favorites, if I ever get a breakout and I want to dry the pimple out, because that is the best thing to do first up. So when you first get a breakout, rather than I always used to go in and pick at it, but if we really want to just break that up first and just dry it out, so to stop it from getting any worse basically, then I use this product. So Kate Somerville Antibacterial Solution. You only need like a tiny amount, like I'll just put it like that on a affected area and just dot it onto those spots. And that has also been one of my favorites. It is basically benzoyl peroxide, so it's similar to what used to be in Proactive, which was one of the skincare lines I used to use when I was younger and had problems, but I found that very, very strong. So this is not quite as strong. And yeah, I just really like Kate Somerville's line as well. She's got a lot of great products. And I haven't had a good look around at acne treatments because I haven't had as many breakouts of late, but that is definitely the one that I go to when I do get those irritations. Okay, the last one, something I probably use once a week, once every 2 weeks. I found, to be honest though, since I've been using these, I don't use this as much because I don't feel like I need it. But if my skin is very oily, I used this when I recently got back from Bali. My skin was breaking out and oily, and it's basically just a face mask that you can do once, twice a week. It's an all-natural brand as well. You can actually get this one from Kohl's, IGA, all those sort of different places. And it is Sukin, so I'm sure you would have seen this brand before. Anti-pollution facial mask, oil balancing charcoal. Okay, so it's basically this nice charcoal color and face mask. So I find that definitely does help with reduction of oiliness, and that is something I've been using occasionally. The other one that I did forget about that I sometimes use as a primer, if I find my skin is very oily, so I definitely use this in a primer in countries like Bali, places that are more humid, in Brisbane, all those places. All you oily girls will understand how I feel, but it's also from the same company that this was from. It's the Abnormal Beauty Co, and that is their Stay Matte formula. So it is called Hyaluronide Matte 12. So it's basically a pore vanisher, because my pores tend to also come out with full force in those climates. And I'll tend to put that on underneath makeup, or especially if I'm going out at night and I need a bit of a more solid primer for a heavier makeup base, then that will help with the matteness. Because I find when I put a lot of makeup on, which is why I don't wear a lot of makeup, I just get super oily through my T-zone and here, and even I put makeup on a couple of hours ago, it's already starting to get a little bit oily, and I didn't put that on today. So that is definitely one. These are cheap also. For this little tube, I think it was only about $12. In terms of the others, the mask will set you back, I think that's only around $20. The caffeine eye drops are around $20. So everything else is pretty reasonable. Kate Somerville, I believe, was around $50. But this will last you ages. You only need a tiny bit. So the biggest one in terms of expense is going to be these bad boys. But to be honest, if you're going to buy anything, if you have redness, scarring, these are going to be your best friend. So that is it for me, guys. I know it's a little bit of a different